For Hustle Belly Bill, the Hood Postman, I'm back with
Brydog, Bones Loke.
More focus on the Sheriff Capri because the sheriff, a lot of people, I mean, because cats are younger now, they don't understand the significance and the impact of Sheriff Capri because you had Raymond there, you had Tookie, you had Barefoot Pookie, you had Melvin Hardy, you had all the cats, Mac Thomas, Marcellus, Winfred. You had all these cats from Compton, Bitter Dog Bruno,
Half Pint,
all these guys coming from Mona Park, Oaks Park, everybody in there hanging in the Sheriff Capri because the Sheriff Capri, like I've said, it represents coming and going. You can see what was coming and going.
True.
So what have you heard about Sheriff Capri? You may not have all the information on it, but just give me what you can.
What I heard about Sheriff Capri's, with the exception of the Grandies and Boot Hill, if you came to Compton, the Sheriff Capri's was the place to be. You had everybody from Crip Connie and whatever homegirl she brought. You had Betty, whatever homegirl she brought. And hey, the Sheriff Capri's was the place to be.
He got distracted, y'all. He got distracted.
Yeah, I got to, I'm up at the park, baby. Girlfriend in the car. She should be with me, but you know how I go. Yeah.
I didn't know you had somebody in the car.
Yes, her name is 33.
Oh, my God.
She flows with me. But anyway, back to this probably going to be a blooper.
No, it's good.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah, that's where that went from. The Sheriff Capri's was the place to be, man. If you traverse from other parts of the city, meaning outside of Compton.
So when you guys start hanging in the park, how did you get the name? Well, there was a tree in here you guys called the Freedom Tree.
Freedom Tree is over there by the baseball diamond, man.
Why did you initially calling it the Freedom Tree? What was that meant?
That's what the urban generation, but what the Freedom Tree signified was after the homies went and did what they had to do as far as in the gang culture. And when they came back, everybody made it safely to the Freedom Tree. And that's like, literally like just saying, okay, ain't nobody getting locked up today,
So the Freedom Tree represented just that. Mission, get back, tag the Freedom Tree, you good.
You good.
Got it. So did they initially cut the Freedom Tree down?
It should still be back there.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I was wondering, was it still there? Because I might have to go touch the Freedom Tree. I've been on these streets.
Somebody baseball mound.
Okay. Okay. So swimming pool, right? You guys had a swimming pool up here.
Right. We still have a swimming pool, yeah. It's right behind us.
How was that? Was bounty hunters come to swim here? Was the Alton Park boys or the Miller Gangsta'S, were they allowed to swim here?
Well, the only person, and I'm going to give them their props, that had balls to come up here and to get in that pool were bounty hunters. But once they was discovered, it was a whole different ball game. From the pool to the Nickersons, you got whooped. And if you had any firearms, being that we was crud balls, we gonna go up in them bags in there and take them guns. So that swim pool though has history, man. I call that swim pool the involvement of the Miller Gangsta'S.
Why is that?
Well, my homeboy Scotty D used to live in the Millers, Moose, and a few other homies used to go down in KC and so forth, chill with Scotty D. That was, that was part of our hood, basically, because we had a homie down there and there was no set. Well, one night, we used to pool hop. But one night, all the cats from that section that became Miller Gangsta'S, future Miller Gangsta'S, were pool hopping. And my homeboy Walt, Willie Raw, he threw all their swim pools into the pool. All their bicycles into the pool, into the swim pool. And he made them dog paddle in the pool and this, that, and another. And then he made them get their bikes and took it. And they became in-law something. That didn't work. Then they became Miller Boys. And one night, the canal, you couldn't drive through it. My homeboy Lil Willie, and a few other homies on the canal, and the Millers walked through, but we didn't know they were Bloods then. And one of them stuck, I think it was a 410 to Lil Willie right here and blasted him. He stayed in the hospital about 4 months or something like that behind that. And they went from Miller Boys to Miller Gangster Bloods, MGB, because you had Arthur Ray from Mantis who turned them out. And that's the history of the Millers. And it took us from 1980 to the millennium to get that segment back about hood. So you got to get them dudes they props. There was a handful of them, but they was doing their thing, man.
So today, what is the Millers?
Anthony's Miller gang.
So are they still in those? I always say hoods that's building apartment buildings don't tend to last the duration of years, you know.
The 120th Millers don't have a hood over here per se, but because of their alliance with the Anthers, which is just literally one gang, then they got other sets of the Millers. They around.
I think it's Millers, Athens, and different lanes now.
Okay. Anthony's Miller Lane gang. Okay. You know, I'm out of the
Well,
loop.
a lot of these kids are clicking up now. That's my point. Not that they need each other's help. I think that's just the click. We're in the era of clicks.
Right. Well, see, in my era, and this was before it was Carver Mona. It was Carver Parks, Mona Parks, Front Hoods, and Corner Pockets. We had to go to Centennial as one unit. And it wasn't no beefs or nothing. And we all went to the 10 together. Because the Pyrus, let's keep it 100. You had West Side Pyrus, Neighborhood Pyrus, Campanella Park Pyrus, Anthony's Parks. They was Pyrus back then.
Village Town,
Cook
Street, Jarvis Street,
all of them went to the 10. So you got roughly six Pyru gangs, and then the bounty hunters would come too.
Yeah, because the bounty hunters didn't go to Jordan High. They didn't go to Lock High.
No.
They went to
Centennial. So it took the Carver Parks, the Mona Parks, the Front Hoods, and the Corner Pockets, and the Johnny Come Latelys and Zach Grapes to battle all them dudes. But it all became a rap when Norm Gibb, rest in peace from Corner Pocket, got killed on the canal. Then all Rips were kicked out of the school. But before that, my homeboy Walt, he got locked up for it, so I ain't saying that he shot a Pyru in the head at the bathroom. And turned out the Pyru was my cousin, not even know it. That's how big my family is.
You think remember the term bicentennial when that broke out? You think that kind of had an impact? And I'm not looking for anything. I think it impacted the Crippin'. And why I say that, because the guys that started after 76 were made to feel less than, you know? And then they had a point to prove.
Right. Okay. I think the guys that started after 76 that we start calling bicentennials, we call dudes bicentennials who wasn't about that business. Bicentennials that Johnny came late, didn't have no foundations in the neighborhood, even though they had foundations in 78, 79, things like that. So that is a foundation, but they didn't have the foundations of, I went to school my father went to, or I lived in the house that my father lived in, or things like that. So we start calling them bicentennials. Then we went to the Pepsi generation. You remember that?
Yes.
That was like anything after 80 was called a Pepsi generation. Yeah, a lot of these kids don't know that.
We was all in the module saying, "You got the right one, baby." Remember that?
Yeah.
That like came and went quite. So there was a lot of different interpretations and sayings in different eras, you know. And when you look back on it, it was kind of corny.
Yeah. But it was our thing. But then, okay, a lot of us, our age, say how they dress today is corny. We had uniforms. I asked myself this the other day, and I'm asking you this. When was the last time you seen a 16-year-old in some khakis and some chucks?
I never seen it.
We were identifiable.
Only thing I see now that's kind of reflect that era is Crip Man. And I think he's mimicking something, because he drinks Old English, he wear khakis, he wear chucks, he has the blue rag, but he has a blue rag tied around his neck like a necktie. We didn't do that.
No.
But I think he's taking bits and pieces from history,
right,
and incorporated to who he is. But I don't know if that works for him or not. But I see it.
Now, see, now I'm gonna show you how a lot of us don't see it. The other day I was in LA. I pulled up into a spot. I'm counting from head to toe wherever I go. Y'all know that's my model, that's my signature, that's me. When I walk up in the store.
So you walked in the store,
and it's 4 dudes, and it's like 5 females. So one of the dudes say to me, Compton, I say, all day, every day. He said, Compton May, shout out to OBG Strike. And I'm like, all day, every day, homeboy. He said, damn, OG. Hit me like that. So he like, Groove, look at OG. And I'm like, none of them look like gang members to me. Would have totally flipped me if I wasn't conscious of reading the room. So I tell him, hey, bro, I want to ask you something, but I want to ask you in private, not in front of these other people. Because he said something derogatory about another LA gang to me. And I said, bro, I'm from Compton. We don't get in LA business, but I would like to ask you a question. So I took the brother outside, did a little roll call to some of his G homies. And then I said, what's with Hoover's turning back Crips? He said, that's older homies got out the pen, want to get some clarification to the younger homies. This is our origins. This is what we are. This is where we originated from. Basically, what he was telling me was, older homies are tired of hearing C blank because they're saying our foundation is this. And he said they just had to get some clarification. And I didn't go into it anymore because I didn't want to be in that environment with them hanging out and me not being from over there. Bullets ain't got no names.
I think that the origin of the criminal, right? There was Hoover Crips, Hoover Groovers, Rule Removers. That's what they used to say back then. No disrespect to anybody. And they used to do the
Hoover for the street.
Yeah.
They say Hoover, Groover, blank, rag remover.
Right. All that, right?
You know.
And we knew they was Crips, right? And for a long time it was Crips. I think at some point somebody changed it, and I want to say it might have came from the 7-4. I'm not for sure.
The story I got.
Go ahead.
Because I was selling these with a big hole array from 7-4. TS original co-defendant, Tony Stacy's co-defendant. Holder Ray and I was Sellies. I left him in 2009 Wood. Now, what I was told was Scooby, and Scooby went to Clyde McDonald with me. I was told that Scooby from 7-4 originated the Crim movement. That's what I was told. Any Hoover out there that's up in age can correct me. But I was heard that it all stemmed from the 7-4s, and Scooby was the forefather of the Crim movement. And it spread like wildfire amongst the Hoovers, except for the 5 Deuces and the 5 9s.
So when people ask you, why aren't there any Hoovers in Compton, what's your reply to that?
My reply to why there aren't any Hoovers in Compton, we don't have beef with Hoovers, but we have alliances to a certain degree, money-wise and otherwise, with other LA sets. Hoovers are welcome to Compton, yet we not for the nonsense if the Hoovers come to Compton and there's other dudes in the neighborhoods, if they out here. We're not gonna have that in our city.
And besides, the street Hoover don't exist in Compton.
That too. You know, but you know, we ain't got no beef with Hoovers.
Obvious reasons.
Yeah. So that's you know, the Hoovers, they are.
Well, it has been your experience over the time, doing time with them.
I watched the Hoovers transition from Hoovers to Crims. I've watched C blank tattooed on dudes' bodies that's up under our umbrella and trying to figure it out. And
well,
so I
what about the Hoover Connect?
Now that was a whole different ballgame. That was with Junie Bean, Grizzly Fotre, and that was a money thing that connected all them on getting that bread.
Yeah, because I was in the feds with Blue Fly.
Yeah. Oh, I know Big Blue Fly and Little Blue Fly. Yeah, I know the Blue Flies.
And also Norris Mays.
Yeah.
Pimpin' Nate.
Yeah. And one of the Blue Flies, rest in peace.
Yeah, he died right in front of me.
Okay. Dang. Is that right?
On Terminal, yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because I know the nephew extremely swell.
Rest in peace, Blue Fly.
Yeah, rest in peace to him.
Yeah, his cell was right across from mine, and I saw him get up that morning and go to the exercise room. That's your guy behind you.
Okay.
He go to the you remember the life cycles? These are the life cycles and the treadmills and all that stuff.
Right. I seen that in Pollock. They had it in Pollock when I was there, yeah.
So he goes over there, he works out, he comes back, and it's before a unicorn work call, and he goes and jumps into the shower, and while he's in the shower, I hear him say, "Oh!" And when just the way that sound,
right,
I knew something was wrong.
Right.
So I immediately rushed out, and when I looked out, he had, bam, slumped down in the shower. A couple of homies got him, pulled him out. They alerted the folks. They came down and performed CPR, and he was unresponsive.
Well, his heart, it's irrelevant. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, his heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly what happened. But
Yeah.
rest in peace, Blue Fire. He was a good
Right.
guy. Kept me with big hunks. He used to have all the big. He knew I loved big hunks.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay, now I learned
loved
something
big
new.
hunks.
Oh, I'm finna saturate you with him.
Yeah, he just man. He used to love giving me big hunks because he had them
Right.
all. He would go to commissary and buy all of them big hunks.
That's right.
But anyway,
Now, y'all out there, if y'all wonder why I keep looking around, you know what? You have to stay conscious of where you at all times in the county of Los Angeles, especially as a hood. Carver Parks, we've had a saying my entire time from Carver Park. We always WR, and people say, "What does that mean?" War ready. You know, we
that's
never
why
have peace.
when the guy walked up, he's about 50 yards behind you. I let you know he was there.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of my homies. He got my back. Me and him to put in work together when we was younger. Yes, we did.
So that's interesting, man. This whole thing, as far as I'm trying to figure out what this guy doing.
What's up, homie? All right, G, homie.
Is that Willie Hurt?
Yes, sir. Willie Hurt.
That's Willie Hurt.
That's G homie right there. That's foundation. I got my other homie back here. My generation.
Man, it'd be great if we get a word from Willie Hurt.
We can get a word from Willie Hurt.
Man,
Lock the door.
Lock the door.